Coming up on Fulton Today, so what now after the 2014 Georgia General Assembly? A look at some of the legislation impacting the county is just ahead.
And construction gets underway following the latest library groundbreaking ceremony. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. The halls and chambers at the state capitol are quiet now, but the action taken and not taken still have some in the county talking about the 2014 Georgia General Assembly legislative session. Christopher Boyd handles grant procurement and also provides legislative updates, and he's here now with an update. Chris, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
Well, we've got a lot to get to. So first, let's talk about House Bill 704 to create the city of South Fulton. What happened?
Unfortunately, that bill died on the Senate floor when the Senate adjourned sine die. There was never a vote in the Senate, and it was never agreed upon by the House with the changes that the Senate made in order to move the election. So there will not be a vote this November for the people of South Fulton to choose whether or not to become a city. They'll have to wait for another bill next year, if that's what they wish to do, in order to get another vote onto a future election. But they'll have to wait until the 2015 session.
And give us a status on House Bill 891 to reduce early voting.
HB 891 would have reduced early voting for all of our city elections. So for the city of Atlanta, Alpharetta, Johns Creek, East Point, all of those cities, when they choose a mayor and council, would have had only 1 week of early voting. There was some options being put forward that would allow it to be a 3-week early voting as it currently is now, but the whole bill died also on the Senate floor. So there will be no changes to the election cycle for this year as people make votes in 2014 for our various state and congressional representatives, and we'll have to see if they try to come back for this in 2015.
Now, there were some other local bills that the county was watching: guns in church, Medicaid expansion, and MARTA. Touch on some of those.
Well, one of the biggest ones we were following was HB 541. That was a bill that would have doubled the county's homestead exemption, raising it from $30,000 to $60,000. That bill died also in this legislature, and we're very fortunate that it did so, because it would have potentially threatened county revenues by up to $60 million. So that was a significant problem for the county going forward. Some of the other bills that did make it through: House Bill 60 changes gun laws here in Georgia. It makes it so that you can bring your gun, a licensed weapon, into government buildings. You can bring them into bars. You can bring them into the non-secure areas of the airport, and expands the ability of people to bring licensed concealed weapons to many more public spaces. One of the other problems with the bill is it also makes it so that law enforcement can't detain someone for the purpose of determining if they have a concealed weapon and whether that weapon is licensed. And HB 943 also makes it harder for local county commissioners, for local city governments to work with navigator programs that are helping people get covered under the Affordable Care Act, that are helping people navigate through healthcare.gov and some of the other places where you can find affordable insurance. And finally, there was some MARTA Act changes. The Board of Commissioners currently appoints 3 members to the MARTA board. Starting in 2016, those appointments will be made by a caucus of the North Fulton mayors, with the Board of Commissioners only getting 1 MARTA board member from South Fulton.
And finally, Chris, where can residents go to get other information about county legislation?
Fulton County website, www.fultoncountyga.gov. We have a box on the right-hand side that shows the 2014 legislative session, and we'll have an update from our final report put on there for the benefit of the people.
All right, Christopher Boyd, Grants Procurement Officer and Legislative Liaison. Great job this session. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Meanwhile, 2013 legislative action for some changes for voters for the 2014 election. The deadline to register to vote in the May 20th primary is April 21st. Redistricting changed voting locations for many citizens, so Registration and Elections is working to make sure voters know where to go. New precinct cards will soon be in the mail.
They can also go to fultonelections.com, and we have a map viewer there that has the voting districts in it. All you have to do is put in your address and you'll find out what districts you're in and your polling location.
Early voting for the May 20th primary starts April 28th. And this year, voters will have more locations to cast their ballot.
We are expanding early voting to give voters more access to voting and also to provide convenience for them. What early voting does is that it's a pressure valve that we can release on, to relieve the pressure on Election Day. Election Day, the lines can be long. We've used to have 6 early voting sites in previous years. We are going to have up to 19 early voting locations around the county.
If you have questions about the registration process, voting locations, or acceptable identifications to cast your ballot, you can contact the Office of Registration and Elections or their website or the Secretary of State's website. North Fulton is getting ready for a brand new library right in the heart of downtown Alpharetta. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega was at the groundbreaking ceremony.
Shania, this is the 4th groundbreaking ceremony for the 8 planned branches. The new Alpharetta Library has an ideal location right in City Center, just next to the new City Hall. Convenient location, 25,000 square feet, and cutting-edge technology.
But this is so important not only to our educational community, but to economic development in our area.
Crews are starting to level the ground for the county's new Alpharetta Branch Library near Haynesbridge Road and Thompson Street. It will replace the current 10,000 square foot facility on Canton Street.
The Alpharetta Library has outgrown its current facility. It is probably our most active library in the whole system. It, along with the Sandy Springs and OC, are outgrown their current facility, so we really need it.
Back in 2008, county voters overwhelmingly approved a $275 million library expansion program. We're currently in Phase 1 of the project, which includes 8 new libraries and 2 expanded branches. The new Alpharetta branch is among the largest. It will have an auditorium and have outdoor features.
The City Center is creating a formal garden for us, or in the grounds right in front of our library, that we can take advantage of that garden to have outdoor programming. It's going to be a beautiful garden. There's going to be a pond also on the grounds of our library.
The new Alpharetta Library is expected to open in the second quarter of 2015. The next major step on the expansion program is breaking ground on the Milton Library a few miles away. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you, Priscilla. Meanwhile, vendors vie for an opportunity to do business with the county for upcoming projects. It was all a part of Purchasing and Contract Compliance Vendor Opportunity Day. The county used the event to promote its procurement prospects.
This event is very important to our business community so they can find out all of the procurements that we have coming up, not just with Fulton County, but with our other professional organizations and partnering agencies, such as the City of Atlanta, DeKalb County, MARTA.
At the same time, businesses were able to build relationships with buyers and purchasing agents.
I found out the county has a lot of opportunities. The county is also doing a lot of moving and growing, so they need our services, whether it's opening a new office, moving an office, procuring land for new libraries. Found out there's a lot of opportunities working with the county.
The Office of Purchasing and Contract Compliance offers a series of vendor training classes. You can get information on these classes and the vendor registration process on the county's website or by calling 404-612-5800. Future leaders of the county pledge to become more involved in government and their community. These are the 2014-2015 members of the Fulton County Youth Commission. The group was sworn in during an induction ceremony at the Board of Commissioners meeting.
I do further solemnly affirm.
The new inductees were given their certificates and individually welcomed by commissioners in their district. These students in grades 8 through 11 develop leadership skills and take on projects involving the government process. They also sponsor programs important to their peers and take trips abroad. The resolution to implement the Fulton County Youth Commission was first passed in 1999. And congratulations to them. Still to come, need some last-minute help with filing your taxes? Find out where you can go for free in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
A mass adoption event helps to provide homes for stray animals, and residents can soon throw away bulky, unwanted items for free. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with the free tax filing help at your local library. The United Way is housing tax aides at the Central Library to offer assistance to low and moderate income residents. District 1 Commissioner John Eves says these types of community service partnerships is what Fulton County is all about.
Well, libraries aren't just a place for coming to read books and to do research, but it's also a community center, a place where people can gather and get information in a variety of ways. And so this is one example of how government is partnering with the private sector to offer a service that's a benefit to our citizens. So kudos and thanks to the United Way for providing this service to our citizens and using our facility here downtown to be the platform to help people out.
While residents 60 years and older are preferred, no one will be turned away.
I originally saw it on an advertisement on the train, and I just moved out here to Atlanta, so I just wanted to find an easy place. I go to Georgia State University, so it was just a great location for me to get my taxes filed, being that it's on campus.
Residents should bring a social security card or another form of government-issued identification. No appointment is necessary. In District 5, the Men of Distinction publicly acknowledged another year together. The group celebrated its anniversary at the Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility. The participants of the center are members of the Adult Day program. The county's Adult Day services are for seniors who have cognitive and physical limitations. This year's anniversary had a musical theme.
Our men are distinguished. They come from all walks of life. They have had careers and they have had opportunities in the community to serve, and we just would like to honor them and celebrate them this year and every year.
I was real honored myself because of the fact that I never felt that I was a man of distinction, but you know, your work tells who you are. So therefore, the people around that I work with out here at the center, they the one tell me that I'm a man of distinction.
I would like to say congratulations to the Men of Distinction of the Adult Day program at the Harry G. Darnell facility. And I want to say to all of the men of District 5 and throughout Fulton County, you are men of distinction, not only today, but every day. Thank you for all that you've done to lay the foundations upon which we stand today. We will never let you down.
The Men of Distinction Anniversary Celebration is just one of many events at the facility. For a complete list of programs and activities at the Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility, you can call the Star Line or visit this website. District 6 Commissioner Joan Garner lends her support in trying to find animals a home in the county. Fulton's animal shelter staff brought a number of pets available for adoption to the government center. The animals were already spayed and neutered and were ready to take home for less than $20. The adoption event was in celebration of Lifeline's one-year anniversary with Fulton's Animal Services.
I have my own dog here. Juniper is here. I love animals. I love dogs in particular, and I think that just like, you know, every human being needs a good home, so does a good pet.
It's really important. We take in about 20 to 40 animals a day, depending on the season. So that's a lot of animals. When you come in and adopt an animal from a shelter or from a rescue group, you're saving their life. And that's making more space in the shelter for us to take in more animals, get them off the streets, and it gives them a nice new home.
There are always animals available for adoption at the county's animal shelter. Visit their website to learn more. And finally, District 7 Commissioner William Bill Edwards invites citizens to dispose their unwanted household items on Recycling Day. On Saturday, April 12th, residents can get rid of bulky trash items and participate in secure paper shredding at 3 South Fulton solid waste stations. Appliances, furniture, electronics, televisions, and computer monitors are some of the items that will be accepted on that day. Yard waste, debris, paints, household chemicals, batteries, and construction waste will not be accepted.
We're going to continue to do these types of things for our community so that taxpayers can have an opportunity to take these kinds of goods and services from their homes. So if you're out there and you want to get rid of some stuff, bring it over to one of our 3 locations where good things are happening, even with your trash in South Fulton County.
The drop-off locations are listed on your television screen. Seniors who need assistance or pickup for service for their items can call 404-612-1011. Recycling Day is absolutely free. Employees roll up their sleeves to help save lives. We'll take you there when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
A simple 60-second test could save your life. That is the message that some health professionals are spreading during Diabetes Alert Day. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has our story.
It affects more than 1 million people across Georgia, and thousands more don't even know they have it.
You can just simply go to the site, answer about 8 or 9 questions, and it immediately, within 1 minute, tells you whether or not you're at risk.
But a quick online test can show if you are at risk for diabetes. The Fulton County Diabetes Community Action Coalition pushed seniors at the Bowden Senior Center to take the test for Diabetes Alert Day. DCAC also partnered with the YMCA and other organizations to show the locally produced film, The Debilitator.
It was an awakening experience. It was very interesting and I enjoyed it, but it lets us know that we should not take life for granted.
The short film addresses the impact untreated diabetes can have on a family.
When a person in the family is sick, it affects the entire family. It affects them in several ways: economically, financially, socially. It stresses not only that person out, but the people around them.
If left untreated, diabetes can cause blindness, kidney disease, and heart conditions.
Just a plethora of chronic diseases can happen as a result of that untreated diabetes. The good thing is that if treated, the picture is so much better.
The American Diabetes Association estimates 350,000 people don't even know they have diabetes. So if you're experiencing symptoms such as increased urination, thirst, and hunger, or cuts and bruises that don't heal, contact your doctor. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. This month, we are also spreading the news about National Minority Health Month. This year's theme is Prevention is Power, taking action for healthy equity.
This is an increasingly important topic. We know that people of color die sooner than their counterparts because of these health disparities. And the county is making inroads and making strides to reduce that disparity.
Fulton County works to promote a healthier community by having service centers in underserved communities. Centers like Oak Hill provide behavioral health services, health care, dental, library, and athletic resources in one convenient location. To learn more about Oak Hill and other county health services, go to fultoncountygAhealth.org. Dozens of people roll up their sleeves to save lives. The American Red Cross hosted a blood drive in the Fulton County Government Center where mostly employees donated 89 pints of blood. The Red Cross says 1 pint can save up to 3 lives. And the need is always there since about every 2 seconds, somebody in the U.S. needs blood.
always like to contribute whenever the blood drives are going, and it's fun, you know, to know that you're helping out and doing something, giving back.
There is always a need for type O donors because their blood may be transfused to a person of any blood type. The donation process only takes about 15 minutes. If you want to help save a life by giving blood, go to redcrossblood.org. And still to come, the Atlanta Ballet stars break their silence at a North Fulton library. We'll take a look when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Thousands of youngsters are riveted by a critically acclaimed play about life after slavery. The Bal Ethnic Dance Company performed Flyin' West for the elementary students from about a dozen schools. The play follows a group of former female slaves after the Civil War. It shows their journey for a new life after they leave the South.
I'd like young people to know that we came from a long ancestry of people who worked hard, who died for us to have the freedoms that we have.
The ballet had 2 special performances for school children. The dancers also later performed for the general public at the Rialto Center for the Arts. The company hopes to have other shows throughout the South later this year. And the next generation of ballet dancers show off their skills at the Sandy Springs Library. The Atlanta Ballet Center Ensemble performed several classical and contemporary dances.
They should be able to reach out into the community and give back to, and this is their special way that they can do that. They can perform and at different events, whether it's the library or in other community festivals.
The library system holds a variety of events just about every day. You can see a full list of events at afplweb.com. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey or email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV. Find us on Facebook and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.